Hi, Dane with STM Fab. We're going to go quickly through the hot air axes, why they're so efficient after 7 years of testing with the same motor and 6 years out in the field with sales almost doubling every year. But we're also going to cover the room cooler. I've not done much on explaining this, so I think I've confused some people, unfortunately, which is never my intention. I'm a fairly plain-spoken person. The hot air axis, our drop ceiling, suspended ceiling exhaust system, is so effective because of this side intake. All right. Most exhaust fans you're familiar with, kitchen, bathroom, whatever, pull straight down from the room. All right, or from the ceiling. Pull straight down from the ceiling. Unfortunately, what happens when they pull straight down, they're pulling some cooler air from the center of the room because the hottest air is always at the ceiling. And in order to understand our system and why it's so efficient and successful for people, 2 internet search terms for you. Take a note. Why hot air rises. The hotter the molecule, the lighter, the drier, the faster it moves. And it's always trying to escape. So it goes to the ceiling. Temperature difference between the floor and the ceiling. We're going to call it 5 degrees, because that's what they tell me. And that's what I've measured. All right. The air intake, or the heat intake, whichever you choose, is 360 degrees. It pulls from the side of the room. The tunnel effect that most exhaust fans use, all right, pulls in a column straight down, which is not very efficient. If we pull in from the side, we're exhausting the hot air as rapidly as possible. All right? After 6 years, people are getting it, and they're starting to refer to other people, obviously. All right. The one thing I've never done is a room test for your room. The thermostat, which is mounted on the intake plate up here, because you don't really change it, all right? And it's kind of out of the way for people fooling with it that don't know what it is. Oh, let's turn it down. It's an air conditioning type unit. No, it's not. You're going to set it 77, 76, whatever you want to get here at your servers or at your kitchen or in a sunlit office. You're primarily going to set it and leave it there, right? Because a thermostat is only a temperature switch, right? Turns it on and off. But for a room test for your own will it work, I got a lot of equipment here. I got no idea if this thing's going to work. The old guy standing there in front of me waving his hands and he may not know what he's talking about. Well, I stumbled onto this about 8 years ago. Walked into a tanning salon. Waiting, I got talking with the owner, and I mean, it is beastly hot in that place, and it's not that hot a day in Atlanta. And I'm dying. And I said, how do you keep this place cool? She says, well, we just turn the air conditioning up. And I said, what do your air conditioning bills run? She says, oh, $800-900 a month or so. $800 or $900 a month. And you're selling tans at $6 each? I said, man. And she said, yeah. And long story short, I went home and started doing some work. I said, there's got to be something out there that will pull this heat out quickly, efficiently, and a couple months later, we had our prototype. Anyway, the room test is very simple. The thermostat works on a 3-degree increment. It will turn on and off on a 3-degree shock, okay? If your air conditioner is off, if you got them, all right? If they're still temporarily in place after you get the hot air axe, you may not be hearing much. Turn your air seats off, your cold air supply off in your server room, your IT room, whatever it is. Watch the temperature for 3 minutes. if it rises 3 degrees in 3 minutes, under 500 square feet, the 6-inch, our smallest 6-inch, will keep up with your system. All right. If it rises 3 degrees faster than 3 minutes, all right, you want to go to a, I should have marked these, the 8-inch I believe is above me, the horizontal. All right. You want to go to the horizontal. Or if you have questions, give me a holler, but it's a 3-minute temperature test. How quick does your room rise in temperature in 3 minutes? If it's over 3 degrees, all right, and over 3 minutes, you're good with the 6-inch, under 500 feet. It's that easy. But it's the side intake that makes it so efficient. Durability. I'm an equipment, old car guy. I build my old cars, and I drive every day with them. Okay. The first thing you have to do when you're building a car, building a piece of equipment, is you're looking for function, you're looking for durability. This is not some disposable thing that a year and a half down the road you're going to pitch it and say, oh, well, it was good while it lasted. No. This has got a 10-year warranty on it, and we stand behind that. In the last 6 years on the market, we've had exactly one fan failure. Right? That's it. That's all we've had. Right? Pretty good for the hundreds and hundreds. I should probably look how many we've sold now. Anyway, one failure. Very reliable system. All right, it's why we put a 10-year guarantee. There's also a 90-day trial. Buy it. On the website, you'll see a trial setup. You can run an extension cord to the pigtail here, put it in place. Everything's assembled. All right, comes fully assembled. That's why the little yellow handles are everywhere. When you're taking this up a step ladder, you'll like the little yellow handle. Right? It's much easier. We keep trying to improve a little bit here, a little bit there. We're getting there. Right? Any suggestions that you may have, feel free to give me a holler, 770-480-9913 or stmfab.net. I think we've covered that. Pulls in at 360 degrees. Thermostat's mounted on the intake plate. It's fully assembled, 10-year warranty, 90-day trial. For example, how to get a 73-degree server room without an extra AC unit. Right. Cool air intake at the door bottom, which is why when we're going to, as soon as we cover this, we're going to cover the room coolers. Cool air intake, they look small. Yes, this is for the 6-inch model. It's only 32 square inches, one for the inside, one for the outside. If you want it painted, guys mentioned it the other day, so it'll be on the website shortly, but I'm not good with computers. I'm very, very slow. So anyway, if you're looking at something like that and you need a color would make it look a little bit better, blend with the door color, all right? Just put a little note in it, make it a Krylon or a Rust-Oleum ultra cover color so I can get it in a spray bomb and do a couple of them up. One for the inside of the door, one for the outside of the door. The reason they're so small is we want to get another degree or so with the wind chill factor. Right? Anybody that watches the Weather Channel that up in the northern states, I'm from Michigan originally, we know about wind chill. Right? We want to get that wind chill. We take advantage of every degree we can for you, which is why we have the side intake as opposed to the tunnel. Anyway, the SC6H, that one, exhausts 435 cubic feet per minute, all right, of the hottest air at the ceiling, 115 watts of power. 73 degrees in 2 minutes time, in a 10 by 20 by 8 foot high room, 1,600 cubic feet, 75 degree office next door. You're pulling cool air through the door from the office. You're not pulling it all the time though. Again, it's a temperature switch. All right. In this example, you'd set the temperature switch or the thermostat at 77, all right, at the ceiling. Server racks, switches, whatever you have, creating heat, ovens, grills, sunlight coming in through windows, all right. At 75 in the next room, down at the floor, you're going to hit 72 degrees. That's the incoming air charge that we get. We pick up maybe a little one extra degree down because of the cool air intake, all right? I'm squashing my tile. As the heat's removed, the cold air moves up. More heat's created, all right? The thermostat turns the exhaust system on again, and then it turns it off. But it's going to take 25 to 30% of the volume of that room, or in this instance, it's going to take 400, maybe 450, 500 cubic feet of air out at a time, and then it shuts itself off and waits for the temperature to build up again, and then it turns itself back on. That's why we say you can cool reliably for less. Trying to take a heated room, which is basically a box, all right, where you have a heat source, switches, servers, ovens, grills, whatever, and trying to stuff air conditioning into that room is kind of like a dog chasing its tail, if you've ever seen one. It's more heat, more AC, more heat, more AC, more heat, more AC. And as the guy in Indianapolis Public Defender's Office told me, he says, "We're thinking of putting our third one in, and I saw your ad on Google." He says, "I'm calling." I said, "What do you got?" He says, "We can't keep it anymore." He says, I said, "How big's your room?" He goes, 20 by, what was it, 15, I believe. And I said, "Yeah." I said, "A 6-inch will do it." He says, "That's all?" I said, "Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just air displacement." I said, "You've got a thermostat that controls the exhaust." I said, "You got 435 cubic feet per minute on our smallest one." I said, "That's pretty much it." He bought one, we shipped it. 5 days later or so, calls back. I never believed it. He says, "I couldn't believe it." He says, "When that thing turned on," he says, "I watched my temperature drop on the monitor." I said, "Fantastic. Tell your friends." Anyway, that's why we say cool reliably for less. No leaks, no refrigerant leaks, no water leaks, no nothing. Breakdowns, no. We've got reliability personified. We tried 6 or 7 different brands. This was one of the first of the 6 or 7. This is the one that made the test for amperage drop, for power drop, for using a manometer, for airflow drop, amperage increase. The thing is still running up there, and we've got 5,000 feet here. All right, it's 20 feet tall. All right, we're just outside of Atlanta, a little town called Cartersville, northwest of Atlanta. It gets hot. We're in a sheet metal building. It's like in an oven. All right, we get 85. It's 100 in here. All right, that little 8-inch still makes it livable with the fans we have. Anyway, that's how it works. Cool air in at the floor, hot air out at the ceiling. All right. Do these 2 searches, why hot air rises, temperature difference between the floor and the ceiling. Again, my name is Dane. The room test, 3-degree increase, cut your AC units off if you got them. 3 degrees over 3 minutes. Anything longer than that, you're good for the 6-inch. Under 3 minutes, 3 degrees up, you're going to need the 8-inch, the bigger one. The 8-inch pulls 745 cubic feet per minute of heat out of your room, no matter what kind of room it is. All right? The 12-inch up here, the bigger one, the honker, 1,060 cubic feet per minute out. You see the horizontal exhaust, here, and on the 12-inch and the 8-inch, this 8-inch over here is a vertical exhaust. Less expensive, we get to take less time building it, all right? Less time welding joints, blah, 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 blah. But you need at least 5 foot of clearance up, all right? We've been hearing about bounce back, where it's bouncing off the floor above and coming back down instead of shooting it out, all right? That's the intake. On the intake, some of you have no modification leases. Instead of being able to put this grill in the bottom of the door, even painted to match, all right, you can't do it because of the lease. This is one of the reasons that we created the room cooler. Daryl down in West Texas nudged me off my single panel convenience thing, and room coolers and the SC6 hot air axe quiet and the SC8 quiet, if you have people working in your server room, were the result. This is a 2-panel system. All right? This is the intake, goes in the office, all right? 6-inch, 435 cubic feet per minute again, thermostat controlled, but as you can see, there's no intake here, because this is an intake, but see that 4-inch hole? All right, this is a 6-inch system. The reason we go to the 4-inch is because we get a stronger pull on the intake coming from the office. We tunnel up, all right? Which the tunnel is good on this instance, because we want cooler air from the floor in the middle of the room going into our server room. Daryl, who is responsible for the multi-systems, basically nudging me again, sent me a nice video where his room is like 70 degrees, all right? And he's had to camper, needless to say. It's also good for picking up that extra couple degrees if you really want cold and icy. This is thermostat controlled, up over the wall. This is my wall, short wall. Up over the wall, down into the server of the IT room, out, back down here at 4-inch from the 6-inch fan motor, reducing it down to 4-inch, blasting that cold air down to the floor where it needs to be. The more cold air we get at the floor, the better heat rise we get. The more efficient it is. It's that easy. Egg crate again on the bottom, just a 4-inch opening with a thermostat. Standard pigtail here for your test. If you do the test setup, okay, you'll see it on the website, stmfab.net. All right, crack a door. All right, understanding that along the whole length of that door, you're only going to get to about 75 degrees, right? Because you're letting in the hotter air at the upper portions of the room, in addition to the 72-degree air at the floor, right? Which is why we want the cold air at the floor, the intake at the bottom of the door, right? Each size has a different size intake. If you want to paint it holler, easier for us to do it here in a minute and a half than you to try to spray paint in your office. Anyway, why hot air rises is the search. Temperature difference between floor and ceiling. 10-year warranty, fully assembled, little yellow handles to carry it up. We've got about everything I can think of to help. Don't forget the room test, all right? 3-degree temperature rise in 3 minutes or over the 6-inch unit. 3-degree temperature rise in under 3 minutes, all right? The 8-inch. Emergency use for basically all of them. A lot of people are doubling up. They'll get one, and then it's kind of like buying an insurance policy, I guess. then buy another one and set it a degree higher. All right, so, and then swap them out to give them a break, but whichever. It's got a 10-year warranty on it. They just function well. They do a good job for you. That's about all there is to it. If you have any questions, concerns, whatever, again, my name is Dane. Easiest way is 770-480-9913, and you'll hear STM Fabrication. This is Dane. That'll be me. There's a contact form on the website also. Email it to me. It's not quite as quick. I only check the computer about 3 times a day. So, anyway, questions? Holler at me. Thanks for taking a minute of your time. Too many minutes of your time. All right. I do tend to get excited and talk. This is the one I didn't show you. They all come with the thermostat. Hot air axe comes with this gap, which falls down below your ceiling grid. That's the reason that it's so quick and so efficient, is this side intake 360 degrees as opposed to the tunnel down and leaving the hot air out here. You're passing up all this hot air in the rest of your room, all right? And you're tunneling and you're pulling a little cool air, or a lot of cool air, from the middle and maybe the bottom of the room. Like one guy said to me, he says, "Your system's like a bathroom exhaust on steroids." And I said, "No, it's a lot better than that." He says, "What do you mean?" I said, "It's the side intake." He says, "I forgot about that. Is that what makes it so quick?" I said, "That's what makes it so quick." Anyway, have a good one. Jim in Chicago, I know you're going to criticize me. Feel free. I always forget something, don't I? Thanks again for clicking in.